Hello YouTube, today I'm going to cover the best possible equipment in Phasmophobia. Let's just head right into it. So just let me cover what I think is the best possible equipment. Having the DOS projector, you can see that I already have the tier 1 selected. The tier 3 one, it has more range, it's placeable, but the spotlight is wide and it's scanning. I see that as a con, not a pro. Basically, if you want to cover an entire room with DOS projector, you need to place 2 of those in the room on one each side, so it overlaps and covers the entire room. I liked the tier 2 one better, because then you can place it down in the middle of the room and there you go, you have the entire room filled. Tier 1 is utterly crap. The tier 3, I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes unnecessary noise. It just doesn't cover as much as the 2 one unless you have 2 of them. I mean, nah, I don't like it. Moving on to the EMF reader. Yeah, here I just go with the highest tier possible. By obvious reasons, we can see the accuracy is getting higher. Already on the tier 2 one, the range is increasing by each tier. And also in the tier 3, you can see where the EMF reading is coming from. And why is this good? Well, 2 reasons. One of them is that you can identify the ghost room easier and faster using the tier 3 EMF reader. But also, you can identify if the ghost is a twin. The twins is the only ghost that can make 2 interactions at the same time. And using the tier 3 EMF reader, you can actually easily identify this. I have a short video about that you can look at if you're curious more about this. Moving on, the ghostwriting book. Here, the range is increasing. Just going with the highest tier is the best. Interaction, yeah, it just means that it's a higher chance of the ghost actually writing it. It's amazing. Really nice in Nightmare, for example, unless ghostwriting is a hidden evidence, of course. Moving on, the spirit box. Higher tier, easier to use. The tier 1 spirit box, so annoying. I literally think you need to have the lights off and be alone in the room in order to use this properly. The range is only 3 meters, so you need to like walk around. Let's say you're in the garage in Tanglewood, then you need to like move around the car in order to maybe spot a reading. The tier 2 one, much better. You don't need to move as much. You also had the response rate higher, which is really nice. Tier 3 one, very high response rate. It's a big range. Just use it. The audio quality doesn't matter. Moving on. This is actually the first item where upgrading it is nerfing it. The tier 2 one and the tier 3 one for the temperature is just the worst possible thermometer you can have in the game. The tier 2 thermometer and tier 3 thermometer, you need to right click and hold and to make a reading. It doesn't even have the same kind of scaling as the tier 1 has. The tier 1 you can see if it's freezing, if it's below 0 Celsius, for example. In the tier 2 and tier 3, I think 100% sure about it, but I'm pretty sure that it's always freezing if it's below 1 Celsius. I don't know why this is. And also you need to right click and sit and wait for a while in order to get a reading. The tier 1, you can just walk in, you can identify the ghost room the moment the temperature is going down, just throw it down on the floor, come back, look at it again. Oh my god, it's freezing. GG. The other one, nah, you need to channel it. Just hold it and see what happens. Annoying. Bad. Ultraviolet. This is the second item where the tier 1 is the best. And this is so good. The tier 1 UV light is so good. Especially if you have salt down. Let me explain here. The tier 2 one is actually this flashlight ultraviolet thing that you have in the lobby. Let's say we have a UV evidence on this pillar here. With the tier 2 and tier 3, you need to like right click it and like moving around to see if you can find it. Oh yeah, it's right there. Cool. The tier 1, just go right in here, right click, and you can see this entire pillar. You can look up on. Yeah, there it is. I mean, it's so visible. The tier 3 one is just an upgraded tier 2 one. I think just tier 1, the very best possible UV light. I mean, it's so good. So good. Especially if you have salt. Because you can always bring salt and UV light to instantly identify if the UV ghost or not. Always. Moving on, video camera, higher tier, the better. Image quality, really nice. Paranormal interference, low, which means that you can basically use it during haunt without not seeing anything. I'm locking it in mainly because of the image quality and it's wider screen, right? So you can see more in it. The tier 1 is almost like ugh, because it's a very small screen. You can't really see the ghost drop that well. The tier 3 one is just better, just better. The crucifix, the tier 2, I love it. I think this is the best one. Tier 3 crucifixes is annoyingly interrupting cursed hunts, which is maybe good sometimes if you don't want to ever have a hunt, I guess. But sometimes you want to trigger a hunt, especially a nightmare and above, to see the ghost behavior and the ghost personality. And this is just messing with it. It's annoying. So tier 2 one, that's good. That's very nice. Candles. I like the tier 2 one the most. The tier 3 one is like a lantern, and to me, this is too close. The tier 3 smudge stick. Check my YouTube shorts and look for this. There's a moment there where I die because of this, because I have the lantern instead of the smudge stick. Maybe that's just me. I just like the candles like this better, way better. Moving on, lights, flashlight, tier 3, best, no contest. It's not even getting worse. It's not having extra effects or anything that destroys it. Like it should be. It's great. Headgear. I've actually found a recent love for this, because the moment you unlock tier 2 headlights, you don't need a flashlight anymore basically, because then you can just pick salt, UV, and maybe a EMF or temperature, and then the headlight, and you have light. You don't need to walk in the dark or get a flashlight just because you can see anything, because you can use this instead. Love it. Great. Igniter. The better tier, the better it's the same concept as a flashlight, really, just getting stronger. Yes, use it. Just use the better one. Smudge stick. This is a concept thing, depending on what you're doing in the game. Let's say you're aiming for a challenge, or maybe you're doing like a nightmare, etc, etc. Then I would never pick tier 3 one. Tier 2 is also slowing it. The tier 3 is actually stunning it as well. That's even worse. So let's say you're playing Camp Woodwind to grind XP or money. There's going to be a video about that soon. Or if you are playing Nightmare or above, just go to tier 1. Because the tier 2 and tier 3 can like alter the ghost speed, which makes it confusing sometimes, because somebody smudged it and they got slower. Don't like it. Motion sensor. I don't really like the tier 3 one. This is the same as the DOS projector for me, in my opinion. The tier 3 one is just moving and beeping. Like when it gets a reading and it takes a ghost, I can't really pinpoint, oh, that's the ghost, you know. I mean, obviously it means that the ghost is around it, right? But I don't know where. Maybe that's just me. I just prefer the tier 2 one. Parabolic. I rarely use it. I only use it for objectives or for playing big maps like the prison or something like that. Very good to use to find the ghost room in big maps. But other than that, just use it for objectives. Camera, the better camera, just use it. The best thing about the camera upgrading is time between photos, because here you can time between photos low. Love it, because then you can snap a photo after photo after photo. You don't need to snap, wait. Salt. Tier 2 one, clear the best, wide line. The tier 1 is just like one unit circle. Annoying to use. Tier 3 is sadly slowing the ghost. I don't like it because of the same behavior as the smudge stick, that you can slow ghost. Moving on. Sanity pill. I mean, I'm not using it much, but yeah. I'm going to use the tier 3 one the moment I unlock it, just because of the sprint boost. It's really nice in like in the big maps, or if you are running in a hall, etc. Because they can use it during a hunt to get faster. That's nice. Sound sensor. I mean, I don't really use it that much. I prefer the tier 2 one, because the sensor shapes here, I never use them anywhere. And when I do, it's a misclick. And if it's a misclick, it's just annoying. So I'm using the tier 2 one. Tripod. Yeah, I mean, I literally only use it as a tripod. The tier 2 one unlocks the rotation control, rotation. That's really good. That means that you can move the camera from the van. That's also really nice, really nice. So with that said, tier 2, tier 3, I don't know. I'm just using tier 3 as I had the money to unlock it. So that's all the equipment. What do you think? What do you use? Do you agree with me? My biggest pointers in this really is the tier 1 thermometer and tier 1 UV light is the to-go items. Don't upgrade them. Don't waste your money on that. Don't use the other one. The tier 1 is just way better. Love it. That's for the video. Thank you for checking it out. If you like this video and if you actually learned something, let me know in the comments below. Maybe even drop a like if you are thinking that I gave you a good explanation. Have a great day or evening or morning or wherever you are in your day, and take care. Goodbye.